Hey, it's the 35 Live. You're very welcome to my YouTube channel. I've just been at my kids' sports day and it's been raining, so anybody knows Irish weather. Yeah, it's a lot for our hair. It's a lot for our hair. The theme for today is all about Bridgerton because that's what anybody is talking on social media, and it's the PR of Bridgerton, and really and truly how magnificent it was. Whether you like the show, whether you don't like the show, it's all anybody is talking about on TikTok, a lot of talk on YouTube, a lot of talk on Instagram as well. It's absolutely phenomenal. It is phenomenal. And from a small business perspective, it's really the case of every PR is good PR. The amount of time and effort from those two lead actors over the past 6 months to really build up a narrative, and the amount of patience people around them must have, aka Antonia, who was like bomb dropped yesterday. I'll put up with it until it premieres, but no longer. You're taking me out for dinner, and that's the end of it. It was really from a neurospicy ADHD perspective that I wanted to kind of talk about it. I was over on TikTok, and from my perspective, as somebody who hasn't read the books as well, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people going, oh, but the two things that really stuck out for me was that Eloise was just a terrible, terrible friend from a neurospicy perspective. She befriended Cressida to annoy Penelope. She ended up really liking Cressida, and she ended up fucking her over when she probably needed her in her time of need. And I know that's not how society works and everything like that, and we have to be formal and we have to cut people out. But and then the worst line in the whole show, spoilers, 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 he still thinks he loves you. Eloise says that to Penelope when they're very early on, when the whole whistle down thing hasn't come out yet, and he still thinks he loves you, Like, that man was like in love with Penelope, and the fact that she couldn't even give her that good grace. And the other thing that really irked me was give the fans what they want. The scene in the first episode, people are saying it was awkward. Actually, it was the first time scene, so it's probably as awkward as anybody's first time with somebody might be. Sans alcohol, so no alcohol. Both really love each other, and people were talking about the talking. I mean, they're friends, so they're getting the most out of the experience. So they're talking to one another and chatting with one another, and like, don't do that yet, but do. So I actually think, from my kind of logical mind, it was like, well, yeah, I both of us want maximum pleasure, so do that and don't do that. And yeah, it really made sense to me. Although it was awkward, it made sense to me. What didn't make sense to me was the whole wedding night. He would have slept with her on the wedding night. That broke my heart. That Penelope has been through so much as far as rejection is concerned. Her parents, her mother, her sisters, like Eloise, he like, I compared it to, when the friends in Bridget Jones are like, if he didn't jump over the furniture and declare his undying love or kiss you there and then, well, then fuck him. Like, that really annoyed me, because those scenes where he's on the sofa and he's looking at her, I'm actually going to go and rewatch them with audio description on, because I would say the audio description is brilliant for those scenes, because like, from those looks, he wanted to tear her clothes off the whole time, and I just don't understand why. I mean, the best scene in the whole thing was obviously the street scene the night before they got married, and it's like that tension and that build up and that like bit of kind of randomness, like, great, but give the people what they want. Get into the carriage, sort it out on the way home, and then I think that if they had have given that in that wedding episode, there probably would be less outcry. Personally, for me, I think that from an entrepreneurial perspective and a business perspective and a woman in business perspective, what a super message. Like, what an amazing message that it offered. I mean, Penelope was in smack bang in the center. When Cressida came in to take, I mean, that whole thing of other people taking credit for your work. How many times in a corporate environment has that happened, and how infuriating is it? And she was just like, no, that is not going to happen. And then the whole kind of man coming in to fix things, and he just literally doubles the problem. And she's like, I just don't need your fucking help. I need you to support me and to love me, and I'm going to fix this myself. And that was really wonderful from an entrepreneurial perspective. It was like, this is my business. I'm fixing my business. I mean, they couldn't believe the amount of money that she had made as well. It was all this like disbelief that she could do this for herself. And I really thought the scene with Danbury was brilliant. It was like, I knew it was you all along, but I let you have it. And it was really just nice. I think the only thing that was lacking was 3 or 4 minutes in maybe the last episode or the wedding episode where they could have been a lot more intimate with one another. That was the only thing. The longing looks were there, everything was there, and I just think that they probably should have just given the fans what they want from that perspective. From a neurospicy perspective, and obviously setting up, obviously we don't know if it's going to be Benedict or it's going to be Francesca or Eloise for the next season. Like, I mean, Benedict being bisexual, like, big shock. Like, that was, that was really well handled and really well dealt with, but probably a bit too much scene time for Benedict, to be honest with you. Like, give it to Pollen and be done with it. I think Francesca maybe didn't get enough. And they really tried to deal with the whole neurodiverse aspect, and you could see it like with how she spoke to the mum, like, talk to the Queen. She couldn't understand the social cues, or why wouldn't the Queen want to talk to her mother then, or the timing, or, and it was just this persistence. I hadn't realised at the end that the cousin was Michaela. I didn't know that at the end. So actually, without knowing that, I was kind of thinking, is she annoyed because there's so many people going to Scotland now? Like, Eloise, fuck off. Nobody wants you to go to Scotland. And that's what I was thinking. But obviously, I realise now that Michaela is Michael, and they're obviously changing things up, which is fantastic. I can't believe it's 2 years till we have to wait. But from a powerful woman perspective, what a story. It was Penelope's story. It actually turned out that it was nearly a love story for herself, because she got such resolve from the relationship with her mother, her sisters, kind of realised this woman is amazing. And I really think that's the story. That was the story. It was the powerful woman. Unfortunately, it felt too fast. The last 4 episodes just felt, but like, when you're in business, timing flies by. Everything, we want to do so many things and we don't tick all the boxes. And then sometimes we do things in a hurry, and that's what happens. It kind of feels hurried, and for me, it felt like they had so much material, and the editing was kind of a bit mishmash, because like at the end of it, Penelope hugs Michaela. If you go to the last scene, Penelope, like, we didn't know Michaela and Penelope met, and it's like, there's so many just little bits that I'm like, they could have tied them up so much better. I think that we're probably going to get like a Queen Charlotte. We're probably going to get a Lady Danbury, or, maybe we'll get a Violet or something like that, maybe in between. But from a PR perspective, what a machine, what a powerful machine. And whether you like it or not, these guys were doing a job for the last 6 months. Like, there was so many, the body language, the this, the that. Like, lads, like, it's a job. And, the sunset isn't there. They're not riding off into the sunset. They're just finished a PR job. They're finished. And what a job they did. Oh my God, such an amazing the build up, like I felt like I was waiting for that first phone call after meeting somebody, or like after a first date. The build up was absolutely immense. It was so good. And sometimes, isn't that it? Like, if you build something up that's so much for 4 weeks, that it can be so anticlimactic. And, should they have released all 8? Actually, no, because it wouldn't have had the impact. I actually think they probably should have released one a week, or 2 now, and 2 in 2 weeks, and kind of let people, because I'm going to rewatch and I'll see loads. Like, I've probably seen the first 4 episodes about 5 or 6 times. I know that's my thing, is to relax in front of the TV. That's what I like to do. So I've got so much from watching it again, things that you didn't see, things that and I think I will get loads from a rewatch, and loads of kind of subtleties from a rewatch. But as far as a business is concerned, wow, like Shondaland is fucking amazing. It is amazing. What's too fast? Yes, you have to wait for 2 years for the next one. Does it build it up? I mean, they're saying that Luke Newton kind of dropped that it was Benedict's story. It could be anybody's story there. It could be Annie of Benedict, Francesca, or Eloise. I mean, Eloise has gone to the country. Is she going to meet your man? Can't think of his name, but the first season's husband. Is she going to meet him? We don't know. So, as far as judgment is concerned, or like, it's a piece of fiction that was adapted for television, not necessarily 100%. And the PR job that they did, the machine that they did, the sets, the beauty of it, it just took you back to, it was all about a feeling that you had when you were late teens, early 20s. It's about that feeling. It's about capturing that feeling in a bottle, and that's what they did. And, whatever your opinions on it, people are doing a job. It's a PR job. It's not true love. And they did a really good fucking job of it. A really good job. And, 6 months. 6 months work. So it's always those kind of overnight success, or, when you're building a business. Like, I mean, I think up until maybe 8 or 9 years ago, Nicola Coughlan was working in a fucking Specsavers or an optician's in Galway and going on auditions. Things don't happen overnight. Things do not happen overnight. And it's all about plugging away at the things that are important. Like, don't, like, wasting your time on stupid things. Like, at the moment, I'm trying to get a DNS transferred, and I should just pay somebody to do it. But up here, I'm like, I can do it. Like, what a waste of fucking my time. And I know it's a waste of my time, but anyway. A Friday 5, it's gone over a little bit, but really just my random stream of consciousness thoughts on Bridgerton, and what an amazing job they've done. Having a powerful woman who doesn't necessarily fit the norm of how big Hollywood sees women is wonderful. It's amazing. And I just think that we can all learn a huge lesson in independence and not needing other people to fix your problems, because she really fucking fixed a lot of them herself there towards the end. Take care. See you next week.